I don't know what to say. I look like me. Well, hello, welcome, and thank you for dropping by my YouTube channel. I'm Franz, the Frustrated Itinerant. You might ask why I call myself the Frustrated Itinerant. Well, like most people, I want to visit many places, learn various cultural differences, and experience numerous things. However, traveling involves a lot of money. So for someone like me who lives paycheck to paycheck, some of my travel plans have to wait. Thus, the frustration. Anyway, in this channel, I will be posting videos of the places I have visited here in Japan. In fact, I have already posted some of my travel vlogs. If you have spare time, please watch them. I will also be uploading random stuff about my life here in Japan, so if that tickles your fancy, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. Thank you so much. Today, I'm going to talk about how I was able to get a temporary visitor's visa for Japan. Some of my Filipino friends call it the tourist visa, but in my expired passport and the expired visa itself, it states here temporary visitor. So maybe we Filipinos just say tourist visa because it's easier or it's shorter that way. But don't take my word for it. It would be great to hear your ideas. If you know the appropriate legal term, comment them down below in the comment section. And I just want to put it out here that I am not an immigrant or a visa assistance consultant, so what I will be sharing here might be outdated. It would be best for you to consult legit and licensed Japan visa consultants in the Philippines, not in Japan, for the updated policies, especially now that with COVID, the Japanese Immigration Ministry has a lot of changing rules as to who can enter the country. Speaking of visa consultancy agencies, I went to Friendship Tours and availed of their Japan Visa Assistance Service. If you're wondering if it's possible to DIY this application, sorry, I haven't heard of anyone who has done the application by himself or herself. The Japanese visa application can be very difficult because most of the documents are in Japanese, so the language barrier can be very challenging, and also there are other technicalities. So later on, I'm going to share some of the tips I've heard and I've also personally applied during my application, so please do stick out for them. But for now, I'm going to lead you to the agency's website to know more about them and their services. So here's Friendship Tours webpage. It's friendshipcebu.com. And once you open their webpage, you won't immediately see the Japan Visa Assistance Service because this company basically will help Japanese people find good accommodation and give them some information as to where to go once they visit Cebu. And for us who are planning to visit Japan, click on their Japan Visa Assistance Services and you will see the guidelines and some general information for your application. For the complete details, visit their website, friendshipcebu.com. And just an overview, we also can see in their website, from their website, that different handling fees that we have to visit. For us who are planning to visit Japan as tourists, we need to select the visa for tourism. Single entry will cost 1,200 pesos, while the multiple entry visa will be 2,000 pesos. You can choose, however, it's not guaranteed. You need to request and give reasons why you are requesting for a multiple entry visa. And here are the other types of visas that we can apply for depending on the situation. We can either have some relatives or friends inviting us over from Japan, or we are visiting our lovers, our spouse, or just transit. So yes, there are different kinds of visas that we can apply for, and also from their webpage we can download the different forms like the application form both in English and in Japanese. This one is what we're going to fill out. We need to answer all the things there, and if we don't have any responses to the questions, we just have to write N/A. Do not leave blanks, put NA. And I'm sorry for this one, it's actually a mistake. That's for people who are inviting you. And my iPad cannot open the file, so sorry. Then moving on, we have here the sample itinerary. You need to fill it out, the dates, the activities that you are planning to do on each date, the contact people and their numbers, and the accommodation or the places that you'll be going to or where you will do your activities. And again, I apologize, this one has nothing to do with this video. I was just curious to know what this is, so do not mind this one. And here are more other information about friendship tours. If you're planning to contact them, you can get their information from their webpage as well. And let's go into the visa for tourism. Here are the other details that we need to take note of. The requirements, of course, our passport should be valid for more than 6 months from the return date, and there should be more than 2 blank pages left in the passport. The visa application, tip number 1, write legibly. If you make a mistake, redo everything. The photos, here are the requirements, please take note of them. And our NSO birth certificate should be issued within 1 year, and you need to submit the original form. If you're married, also need to present a marriage certificate. For those people who are financially able to, visit Japan, you need to submit these documents proving your funds. If someone is sponsoring your trip, you need to ask them to comply these requirements. For people who are requesting for a multiple entry visa, we need to have another requirement that we need to comply with. And for our friends in Manila and in the northern part of the Philippines, they also have a different webpage for you guys. It's friendshipmanila.com. If you're interested, please check their website. Thank you so much. So here are some of the tips that I've learned from my friends who also applied through friendship tours. First is to write legibly on the application form. If you make any erasures and corrections, you might as well just redo the whole application form, because Japanese people are a little bit meticulous when it comes to documents. So just redo everything and avoid erasures. Second, make a detailed itinerary. In my case, I remember I had to put the estimated time of arrival as to when my plane landed on Narita Airport, and also I had to write down my students' name and contact numbers because they were with me on some of my activities. So yes, you need to be very detailed with your itinerary as to the places you'll be going, and if ever you're jumping from one city to another, you also have to include that one. Third, prove that you won't overstay in Japan. What I did was I presented a lot of work documents to prove that I still have a job to go back to after my 5-day trip. However, during that time, I was also a master's degree student, so I presented my school ID to further prove that I am not going anywhere. So that's one tip as well. The last tip I have for you guys is to show justifiable proof of funds. By justifiable, I mean reasonable, because in my case, I showed a big amount of money in my bank certificate, and the immigration officer in the Philippines asked me why I had such amount of money and why do I need to bring such amount of money on my 5-day trip to Japan. So I explained, I gave him some logical explanations, and also clarify that I wasn't bringing the whole amount to Japan. I was only bringing a quarter of it. Plus, I also have a friend who declared 70,000 pesos in his bank account but was denied because his itinerary showed that he was planning to visit different cities in Japan. So we guess that the Japanese immigration officer may have thought that 70,000 pesos will be insufficient for him to travel to his destinations. So that's about it. In case you're wondering, I am not in any way paid by Friendship Tours to talk about them. This is just my testimony because I am one of their happy and satisfied clients. I hope you'll be one too if ever you decide to go through them. And again, I am not a visa consultant, so what I have shared here in this video might be outdated already. Please refer to registered, licensed, and legit visa consultants there in the Philippines for the updated policies and requirements. On a sad note, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Filipino travelers are still banned from entering Japan based on the current policy posted by the Immigration Services Agency of Japan last December 26, 2020. Because of this, we still don't have a clear picture as to when the borders will be open for Filipino tourists. However, for those whose trips were canceled last year and those who are interested in visiting Japan as tourists, I hope that you will take this time to research more about other agencies offering similar services and also the places to visit here in Japan. Make sure that you would have enough knowledge on where, what, and how to go to the places here so that in your itinerary it will be justifiable and the immigration officers both in the Philippines and in Japan won't question your itinerary. Most importantly, use this time to save up money for your proof of funds and your other travel expenses. So that's it for now. On my next vlog, I will be sharing how I got another opportunity to come back to Japan and stay here longer. So please stay tuned for that. See you in my next vlog and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you! じゃあ、またね! Bye bye!